Okay, so this is the video for homework number 11. All right, so number one, it says using a graph, what is the slope and y-intercept for this function? So remember, slope and y-intercept is what we did today. Okay, so we need to find slope, which is m. That's the same thing for slope, and then the y-intercept, which is b. Okay, so slope is m, the y-intercept is the b. Those are just another way to abbreviate slope and y-intercept. All right, so to find my slope, I just look at my 2 points, and it's kind of piggybacking on what we did yesterday and then Friday. So I have my 2 points here. Okay, I just need to go and make sure, am I going down or am I going up? Well, I have to go down 1 and then 2, okay, to get even with this point. So if I have a 2 here, that's what's going to go there. And if I go down, remember, if I'm going down, that means it's a negative slope. So I need to have negative there. All right, so negative, and then it's a 2, what goes on top, and then I just count over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So my 12 number is there on the, going all the way to the right 12, so that's what goes here. I need to put that in my calculator to simplify it, okay? So negative 2 over 12 is negative 1/6. Okay, so that's the slope. Now we need to find the y-intercept. Okay, so let me erase this. Actually, I don't need to erase it. So now to find the y-intercept, I am looking for where this line right here, it's not straight, but it's crossing the y-axis. Okay, so it crosses this line right there. So that's where it crosses. Okay, it's at this number here. I know it's a lot of mess there, but it crosses right there at that point, and that point is 3 because it goes up 3, right? So it's on 3, so my y-intercept is 3. If you want to put a positive, you can put a positive, it doesn't matter, okay? You don't have to. If it was negative down here, if it crosses down here somewhere, then yeah, you would have to put the negative sign. But since it's positive, you don't have to put a positive 3, you can just leave it as 3. So that's all it's asking for. What is the slope and y-intercept? This is what you need on your homework, those two. Okay? Negative 1/6 is the slope, and then positive 3. All right? Okay, so number 2 is the following mapping and representation of a function. Let me move this down a little bit so that glare is not in there. That's a little bit better. So, is it a function? So remember, what I need to look at is my x values here. If each x value goes to only one y value, then that means it is a function. So you see how 1 only goes to D, 2 only goes to B, 3 only goes to C, and then 4 also only goes to C. So it doesn't matter if they go to the same y value, just that each one of these has to have a different x value. And so this one does, so this is yes, it's a function. If you just put yes, you put that it's a function, that's okay too. All right, number 2, that was easy. Okay, so number 3, it says, if a satellite travels 62 million miles from Earth, how can we write it in scientific notation? So we're gonna write this in scientific notation. Here's my number. Okay, so it's been a while since we've done scientific notation, but hopefully you're kind of still refreshed and you kind of know a little bit about it. So we're just really basically making this number smaller. So 62 million. All right. So now I have this, don't worry about the commas. The commas don't mean anything in here, so don't get mixed up with the commas. So what I do is, I don't have a decimal here, but my decimal, if I don't have it there, is going to be at the end of the number, which is there. So I need to find out where I'm going to move this decimal, okay, to make this number smaller in scientific notation correctly. So I have to put it between these 6 and the 2 because it has to be one digit, then the decimal, and then the rest of the number. So it's going to be moving right there. So I can write 6.2 times 10. Now my exponent is going to tell me, my exponent here is however many times I have to move this decimal to get to this spot. So let's go ahead and count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so the number of times I move is what my exponent is going to be. So it is 7. Now, it's a big number, so remember, if it's a big number, then that means my exponent is positive. If it was a small number, then that means my exponent's got to be negative. Okay, so there is my answer. Okay, so order the following numbers in descending order. Okay, remember, descending order means we're going down. So if it's going down, then that's going to be from greatest to the least. Okay, greatest to least. All right, so what I need to do first is make all these numbers into decimal form. Okay, so I'm going to have the pi over 9. So I'll put that in my calculator. You can do 3.14, it's okay. So 3.14 divided by 9, hit control divide. I'm going to get 0.34, and we'll say 8. Okay? Or we'll just say 34. Okay, that's for pi 9. So now pi divided by 3. 3.14 divided by 3. Control enter, I get 1.04667, but we'll just stop it there. Okay, that's that one. 1.01 is already in decimal form. And then the square root of 1. So control square root, we'll put 1 inside, we'll hit enter, that's just 1. Okay, so you can put 1.00 just to make it look like the others. Okay, so now greatest to least, which one is the biggest? Okay, I'm looking, I got 30, like say this is like money, so 34 cents, $1.04, $1.01, and then $1. So my $1.04 is the biggest. So remember, I'm going to rewrite it though using the original number. So pi over 3. Okay, that takes care of that one. Next, I'm going to have 1.01. Okay, which is that in decimal form. And then after that will be the square root of 1. Square root of 1. And then last is going to be the pi divided by 9. So here's my numbers from greatest to least, or in descending order. That's what that means. Okay, number 5 is pretty simple. We're just going to classify this number 4.0812. Okay, so my decimal stops. Okay, it doesn't keep going on forever and ever. So if it stops, then it can only be one thing. It can't be a natural number because it has a decimal. Remember, natural numbers don't have decimals. It can't be a whole number because whole numbers don't have decimals. And it also can't be an integer because integers can't have decimals either. Integers can be positive and negative, but it can't have decimals. So the only thing it could be is rational. It is rational. It's also a real number because real number is all the numbers. It's not irrational though, because remember, irrational numbers go on forever and ever. Okay, this one doesn't, it stops. So that's why it's just rational and real.